Attention is a currency, traded on the screen. Bids in the comment section, likes inflate the dream. Algorithms set the price, not truth, not skill. If it bleeds, it leaves. Volatility sells the thrill. Scroll futures, short attention, long outrage. Synthetic fame bubbles pop every age. Everybody famous, nobody known. Viral validation, leverage ego loans. They don't wanna think cause they want reactors. Fast dopamine hits, not deep thought factors. Your focus is the product, your mind is the land. The strict mind and intention with a swipe of the hands. Welcome to the attention market, distorted supply. Where noise beats value and the loud multiply. They pump fake relevance, then dump your soul. Crash your self-worth just to hit engagement goals. Influence laundering, clout gets clean. Renting credibility from a rented screen. The metric ain't meaning it's retention time. If they keep you stuck, they win in the crime. Creators chase trends like fiat with no gold. Printing hot takes till the culture gets cold. Truth moves slow, lies go viral. Speed beats depth in the attention spiral. Everybody branding, nobody built. Flexing highlight reels, hiding existential guilt. Defeat rewards, extremes punishes calm. Peace don't convert, chaos sells bombs. Welcome to the attention market, distorted supply. Where noise beats value and the loud multiply. They pump fake relevance, then dump your soul. Crash your self-worth just to hit engagement goals. If attention is money, most people are broke. Spending it careless on a digital joke. The richest stay quiet, move off the grid, while the poor yell louder, begging to be seen. I'm investing in silence, compounding my time. Low frequency, thinking in a high-speed grind. I don't chase virality, I build demand. Own my attention, that's a sovereign plan. They monetize distraction, I weaponize focus. While they sell illusions, I sell the notice. What you look at becomes who you are. Choose your markets before you choose your stars. Attention ain't free, it's the cost of your life. Every scroll is a cut with a digital knife. So trade it like it matters, because it does. In the economy of attraction, focus is blood. Attention is a currency, traded on the screen. Bids in the comment section, likes inflate the dream. Algorithms set the price, not truth, not skill. If it bleeds, it leaves. Volatility sells the thrill. Scroll futures, short attention, long outrage. Synthetic fame bubbles pop every age. Everybody famous, nobody known. Viral validation, leverage ego loans. They don't wanna think cause they want reactors. Fast dopamine hits, not deep thought factors. Your focus is the product, your mind is the land. The strict mind and intention with a swipe of the hands. Welcome to the attention market, distorted supply. Where noise beats value and the loud multiply. They pump fake relevance, then dump your soul. Crash your self-worth just to hit engagement goals. Influence laundering, clout gets clean. Renting credibility from a rented screen. The metric ain't meaning it's retention time. If they keep you stuck, they win in the crime. Creators chase trends like fiat with no gold. Printing hot takes till the culture gets cold. Truth moves slow, lies go viral. Speed beats depth in the attention spiral. Everybody branding, nobody built. Flexing highlight reels, hiding existential guilt. Defeat rewards, extremes punishes calm. Peace don't convert, chaos sells bombs. Welcome to the attention market, distorted supply. Where noise beats value and the loud multiply. They pump fake relevance, then dump your soul. Crash your self-worth just to hit engagement goals. If attention is money, most people are broke. Spending it careless on a digital joke. The richest stay quiet, move off the grid, while the poor yell louder, begging to be seen. I'm investing in silence, compounding my time. Low frequency, thinking in a high-speed grind. I don't chase virality, I build demand. Own my attention, that's a sovereign plan. They monetize distraction, I weaponize focus. While they sell illusions, I sell the notice. What you look at becomes who you are. Choose your markets before you choose your stars. Attention ain't free, it's the cost of your life. Every scroll is a cut with a digital knife. So trade it like it matters, because it does. In the economy of attraction, focus is blood.
Oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Good Tuesday morning to everybody. I would like to welcome y'all back to Attraction Economics. I am your host, Big Dog Barker. And, today we're going to talk about why bench players get replaced. So before I get into this topic, as y'all enter the building, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. And also, if you would like to donate to the channel, if you'd like to donate to the Attraction Economics Operation System, please hit that Cash App, $ Big Dog Barking 2132. Big donation, small donation, all donations are appreciated, but I also understand we are in a bad economy. I just heard that the average price of gas in the rolls up to $4.11. So I understand we are stretching out dollars every which way is possible. So you can donate. I will appreciate it. If you can't donate, I understand completely. So today we're talking about why bench players get replaced. And as of this recording, as of this podcast, this live, the play-in starts today. This is what, April 14th? So the play-in starts today. And the 7, 8, 9, and 10 of each conference is trying to battle for the 7 and 8 spot of the NBA playoffs, which starts what, Saturday. So this is up my alley because I used to be a AAU coach, basketball coach. You know what I'm saying? So this right up my alley. And we use the whole roster analogy in relationships. And again, when it comes down to finance, when it comes down to sports, when it comes down to relationships, all this shit revolve the same way. To be perfectly honest, all of it move the same direction. All of it do the same thing. And we also in the cusp of choosing season. We are in the cusp of choosing season. We gonna have, what's this, April? We got folks lining up to graduate. They finna go out to college or the military, whatever they gonna do with the rest of their life. You know what I'm saying? We got folks graduating from college. You know what I'm saying? So we are in the cusp of choosing season where it's gonna be a lot of females and a lot of dudes outside trying to get chose. This draft season. This is my part of the season for most time NBA. But NFL draft, I will pay attention. But I do. I'm all around. I'm a GM. You know what I'm saying? When it come down to this relationship shit, and I start going into sports, I'm a GM. I'm a coach. I'm a GM. I'm a Greg Popovich type, a Phil Jackson type. I can coach the team I construct. You know what I'm saying? I can go out and get the players and coach them to win. That's where I'm in life. So when it come down to the relationship shit, I'm a Greg Popovich. Nigga, I can go find the talent and I can coach them and I can win. Been doing it my whole life. So anyway, when it come down to this, let me tell you something. Excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, nobody gets replaced overnight. You feel me? Nobody gets replaced overnight. And that's what people tell themselves to save their ego. That's the lie people tell themselves to save their ego. But the truth is, you were never the starter. The truth of the matter is, you were never the starter. You were just the most convenient option until somebody better showed up. You don't get replaced overnight. You don't get replaced overnight. And a lot of people believe that lie. They're just out the blue. I got replaced. Now, in 2026, if you believe that it just happened last night that you got dumped or counseled or whatever the hell you want to call it, keep telling yourself that. But the truth of the matter is, no, you're saying this shit to protect yourself from what it was. Is there somebody better than you showed up? And you was never the number one option. You was never a starter. You wasn't the number one guy. Let's just be honest. You wasn't him. And a lot of people talk about that him conversation. It's like you not him. Now, if you pay attention to NBA, college, whatever the case may be, and I hear this a lot. when we be having these, the superstars where they need to be in and shit like that, it'd be pretty funny that you got large market teams, you got small market teams, you got teams right in the middle. And it always amuses me and amazes me when they always say that a star that's in a small market needs to go to a big market team. It always amazes me when a star that's in a small market or a medium-sized market and he balling, people notice the team and all that right there. It'd be so amazing that how the media, social media, traditional media, whoever think they're NBA analysts or whatever the case may be, they got their hot takes or whatever the shit may be, former players or random fans or whatever the case may be. It amazes me how they always say, "Oh, this motherfucker need to go to this team." And more times than not, it's always a team in Chicago, LA, New York, Texas. You know what I'm saying? It always be a big market where you want these players to go because they're a brand. But when you got players that I done watched my whole life, when you got Tim Duncan that ran San Antonio not a big market. Dallas a big market. They had Dirk. Houston a big market. They had a large one. Cool. San Antonio not a big market. When they got David Robinson, okay, David Robinson, the Admiral, Cole, good player. San Antonio still not a good team. It's still a small market. Even though San Antonio was dominant through the 90s with David Robinson. Then David Robinson get hurt. They fall back and end up with the number one pick. And guess what they go get? Tim Duncan. Then San Antonio go become one of the best dynasties ever, winning 5 championships under Tim Duncan reign. Tim Duncan probably the best power forward to ever play the game. But it's still a small market. Now you got Victor Wembanyama. That's in San Antonio in his third year. Defensive Player of the Year candidate, MVP candidate. Then took these folks to 60 plus wins. It's the number 2 seed in the West. In a small market. And guess who the number 1 team in the West? OKC. And guess what? OKC is a small market. And who they got? They got Shea, the reigning NBA MVP, the reigning Finals MVP. Shea is the number 1 option. Victor is the number 1 option. You can go down the list of every team that's in the playoffs right now. You can see who the number 1 option is. But now you might look at Boston. You don't know who number 1 in Boston. You know what I'm saying? They thought Jason Tatum was the number 1 option, but Jaylen Brown proved that I'm just as good or probably better than Jason Tatum. That was an argument me and my son used to have all the time about who better, Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. I like Jaylen Brown. Because as you can see, when Jason Tatum got hurt in the playoffs last year, they shipped out Porzingis, they shipped out Holiday. They say, "Oh, we're not going to be competitive, or we might make the playoffs, but we're not going to be in the top 4 or the East, and whatever the case may be." And Jaylen Brown said, "All right, bet, give me the ball." Had an MVP season, put them in number 2 without Jason Tatum. So now you got an issue like, is Jason Tatum really your number 1? But I digress. That's another story for another day. But a lot of y'all guys are not the number 1 guy. And you think because you with Shouty and you doing XYZ for Shouty that your spot is safe. When the truth of the matter is somebody better came along and took your spot. You never had the spot. It was never yours. You were just playing. You was just there. And you think just out the blue, she just let you go. She just released you. She just waved you. She just let you go for this option. It's like, nigga, you wasn't the nigga no way. You wasn't the number 1 option. You wasn't the draw. You just was a convenient option until somebody better came along. We see how the draft go every year. Teams in the lottery, they got 14 lottery teams every year. And of course, whoever goes number 1 supposed to get the best possible prospect on the board. And last year was Dallas, and they got Cooper Flag, and Cooper Flag might be Rookie of the Year. That's my favorite for Rookie of the Year. Now, Con Knipple, he fighting for it, but I like Cooper Flag. I always like Cooper Flag. and so on and so forth. And this year they talking about it's a deep draft again. We gonna see. But the truth of the matter is, a lot of these teams get players in the lottery, in the draft, that's not superstar players. They're just players that's there because you need to pick somebody. You need somebody to go with what you got going on with your team at that time and place. At that moment, you need that player. He might not be the guy. He might not be a 20 point, 30 point per game score. He might not get you 15 rebounds. He might not get you 10 assists, whatever the case may be. He's just a guy that might serve a role in your team. He's not the number one guy, but you need motherfuckers to fill out your roster. And if he's any good, if she's any good, you know what I'm saying? You build off what you already got. You keep them around because they decent. They provide a role. They do what they supposed to do until somehow, some way you slip up and be in a position to get somebody that's better than this glue guy. Somebody better than this glue guy. And you go and swing for the fences and you go get that player. And now this is your number one player, the one you went and got, the one that slipped up. You probably got the little young junk, fresh out of college, that's 18, 19, that actually got all the potential and all the traits to be the wifey material, and you go get her. Or somehow, some way, you come across a female that's 25, 30, that's been in a relationship and broke up, whatever the case may be, but got all the skills set in the world to be a number one, and you just so happen to get her. So it's a couple of ways you can get them. Either you get them fresh out of college, which a lot of y'all want to do anyway, or you get somebody that been in a relationship and they ain't in a relationship no more, but got all the skills and the traits to be the number one option. That's usually how it happens. But a lot of y'all are not that guy. And I'm sorry to tell y'all that, but that's the honest truth. Y'all not that guy. Because according to y'all, a lot of y'all ain't getting drafted fresh out of high school, fresh out of college, 18, 19. That's what y'all tell me. That's what I hear. Is that at 18, you have no potential. You shit. You ain't nothing at 18 in the real world. You ain't shit. So women ain't looking for you. That's what y'all tell these guys. 18, the women ain't looking at you. You ain't got shit. So they ain't drafting you fresh out of high school. They ain't drafting you fresh out of college. You ain't got nothing. That's what y'all say. So you go get your value up, you go get your money up and all that type of shit. So when you get in your 40s, somebody want to come get you. Cause now you got something. Now you got to show something. But just rock with me. I don't know how long we're gonna be up here. Cause this is one of my things. Basketball. Drafting, roster management, all that type of shit right there. So just bear with me. But again, a lot of y'all are not the guy. I'm just being honest. A lot of y'all not the number one option. I'm just being honest. Y'all might think y'all the number one, but a lot of y'all not the number one. And time will tell you. I'm trying to tell you. So anyway, let's go over rosters. Let's go over rosters. See, dating works just like a roster. And we use that analogy a whole lot. Rosters. Which be crazy because men want rosters, but they frown on women having rosters. And gentlemen, ladies, I've been on women rosters. I've been on a woman roster. I know I was on a woman roster. I know I was on a woman roster. You feel what I'm saying? And it's not emotionally structural. It's all about structure. Why we got rosters. See, men can have a roster and say, "Oh, I got all these different females on my roster," but it's not because you like them; it's because they serve purposes. That's it. In the same way, when a woman has a roster, it's not because she just love all of them; it's because they serve purposes. And y'all had that complaint when you say, "Oh, she got the food guy, the weed guy, the rent guy, the light guy, the this." She got all these niggas on in her phone. And y'all have a problem with that type of shit. But when the shoe on the other foot, the man can have all these different women on his roster that serve all these different purposes. It's crazy. Y'all, and I say this shit a whole lot. Y'all do the same motherfucking shit. Your roster is constructed of females that give different things. Now you might have one or two that give you a combination of all the shit you want, but if you got a roster, chances are they all serve particular purposes. All of them serve a particular purpose. Same with a woman. She might have a bunch of niggas on the roster. All of them serve a particular purpose, just like a basketball team. Of course, you got the motherfucker that can score. You got the motherfucker that got the assist. You got the rebounder, the defenders. You got different players that play different positions. You can't have everybody that score 30 points a game on the team because who gonna score? Everybody want to score. Everybody can't score. Everybody can't put the ball in the hole. Everybody can't get 20 shots a night. So why would you want a team full of scores when you know you can't get a ball to everybody to score? Somebody got to take the back seat. And trust and believe, when you got a bunch of niggas that ball hogs that want the ball, it's gonna be a lot of problems when you got a lot of people playing the same position and you trying to win and make it deep in the playoffs and win a championship. It's a problem when all of them play the same position and all of them do the same thing. How can you win? You need variety. You need different players for different positions in order to really win if you got a roster. You feel what I'm saying? And when you have a roster, you have your starters and you got your bench players. You got your starters. And even when you got your starters, your five main chicks, your five main dudes, one of them is the superstar. One of them overrides the other four. And I don't give a fuck how good the other four is. I don't give a damn how good the other four is. We done seen this shit in the past 20 years since LeBron James been in the league. Super team, somebody stand out more than the other two. Somebody gets top billing over the co-stars. Always happens. Somebody gonna get more than the others. It is what it is. It is what it is. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no question. So even with your starting five, one of your starting five got more say-so than the other four. And you know this. Then you got the bench. Now, how deep your bench goes depends on you, how you play your game. How do you move your team? Do you go deep, deep? Do you got 10 motherfuckers or do you got 6, 7, 8? How you run your team? That goes for the men and the women. How is your roster constructed? Do you get everything you need out of 5 or do you got 10? How is your roster constructed? Because you got to have 5 main, you got to have your bench. Now, how your bench is how your bench is. I don't know. I don't know what your bench look like, but I know you need a bench and I know you need starters. So you see what I'm saying? And the starters gonna get priority. The starters gonna get priority, and the bench get opportunities. The starters gonna get priority, and the bench gonna get opportunities, right? Now, and most people confuse opportunity with security. Most people confuse opportunity with security. And just because you're getting playing time doesn't mean you got the position. How your roster constructed, first and foremost. What are you looking for? Now, I know just by having conversations with panelists, content creators over the past 3 years is that a lot of you motherfuckers don't watch sports. Y'all use this roster analogy day in, day out, but a lot of y'all don't watch basketball. A lot of y'all don't watch football. So it's hard for me to really have this conversation with y'all when y'all don't really watch basketball. It's kind of hard for y'all to use this analogy about building a roster when y'all don't even watch basketball. Don't coach. Don't take stats. Don't train. You don't do shit. You barely watch the game, and the only time you watch the game is when you betting on DraftKings or FanDuel or somebody like that. And now you want to watch the game because you got somebody trying to get a triple double over under the point spread, whatever the case may be. That's the only time you really watching the game. You're not watching the game because you watching the game because you really like the game. No, you watching the game because you got money on the game. Just keep it 100 with yourself. It's like when football season come around. I'm a true down to earth 49er fan. Been a 49er fan for 35, 36, 37 years. I'll be 47 this year. I've been a 49er fan since I was 10. You can't tell me nothing about San Francisco 49ers. I've been there when we win the Super Bowl. I've been there when we ain't shit. You can't tell me nothing about the 49ers. So when I had a conversation about football with new football fans, they don't know the game. They know what they know off playing Madden or college football. I'm like, all right, bro, we can only have a EA sports conversation. We can't really have a football conversation because you're going to tell me what you saw off a couple of TikTok highlights and playing Madden. You can't tell me shit. So the same way with football, the same way with basketball. I coached basketball. I was never the best basketball player when I was young. I was a good defender. I liked the Pistons. I didn't like the Bulls. I respected. I liked Scottie Pippen more than I did Michael Jordan. But I was a Pistons fan. I liked the bad boys. You feel what I'm saying? I wasn't a Michael Jordan dick rider. I was rocking with Dennis Rodman and Isaiah Thomas, Bill Laimbeer. I like Scottie Pippen, to be perfectly honest. You know what I'm saying? But I learned the game by watching the game. I learned the game by playing the game outside with my partners. I learned the game by playing the game on Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis and all that type of shit too. I'm still playing the game on PlayStation 5. I watched high school players. I watched college. I dove off into the draft, learning strengths and weaknesses and watching footage and shit like that. I actually learned the game by just evolving in the game, by diving off into the game and learning the game. I put the ball in my son's hand when he was a little boy. I bought him a little gold and one of them little Fisher Price type goals and shit like that, and put a ball in his hand, both a football and a basketball, in his hand when he was a little baby. He ended up being the quarterback for his football team, on the side, two guard, and we talk sports. I talk sports with my brothers. So again, it's hard for me to have a conversation with niggas talking about roster management when y'all don't even watch football or basketball. It's hard for me to have these roster conversations when y'all don't know how rosters are built. Because in y'all head, your roster got to consist of five or more females that's actually tens. Like, huh? Really? You really believe your roster gonna be consistent of five tens, five tens, five sevens, five eights or better? You really believe that, don't you? You really believe your roster gonna have all stars, all superstars, all future Hall of Famers? You really believe that shit? This ain't the Boston Celtics from the 60s. This ain't the Boston Celtics from the 60s. This ain't them old Lakers team, the Showtime Lakers. You know what I'm saying? This ain't that. No, all your players are not cold. Every female, every nigga you get right now on your roster are not superstars. They serve purposes. They serve purposes, and you gotta give them priority. But after five, you starting at the one though your starting five, even at your starting five, one of them got more priority than the rest. That's why you got a LeBron James. That's why you got a Victor Wembanyama. That's why you got an Ant. You hear what I'm saying? That's why you got superstar. That's why you got a Jokic. That's why you go get a motherfucker like that. Now, go back to LeBron. LeBron been that number one nigga for a very long time until motherfucker said, you know what, we finna go get Luka. They let LeBron know right there that you're no longer the number one guy when we go get Luka. And you see, since Luka been on the team, had the team been running, LeBron don't like this shit. Because he always been in control of the team because he always been the number one guy. He always got the most priority. Till they went and got Luka. Now Luka gets top priority. And that makes a nigga like LeBron James feel some type of, even though he's still good at 41, he still can play. When most niggas at 41 is sitting on the bench getting about 10 minutes, 5 minutes a game, he still can play. But just by looking and going to get Luka and putting Luka next to LeBron, for the first time in his life, felt threatened. And these are starters. These are starters. You got your roster, you got your start, and you got your bench. Now, how deep your bench goes all on you. How you play your game. You want your team to run. And just because a motherfucker on the bench gets some minutes, don't mean they own the position. Just because this chick give you a little opportunity, a little time, and all that type of shit, don't mean you that number one nigga. It don't. It don't. Yeah. Just because little mama give your ass a little opportunity to show your do your thing, don't mean it's a lock that you're gonna be the star. Don't mean. We're talking roster management. And again, when men create a roster, you don't have a problem with 4, 5 females on your roster serving different purposes. And chances are one of them can give you a combination of all the things you want. That's the one you move up to number one. But you got a problem being on a woman roster when she doing the same thing you're doing. Ain't that funny? It's real hilarious to me. And again, I'm not the motherfucker that's finna sit there and say, I understand double standards and shit like that. I understand them. It just be funny how it be the same shit, but it's like, oh, it's a double standard, I can do this, but she can't. No, some of this shit I was like, it is what it is. Now you can take it how you want to take it to biology, psychology, whatever avenue you want to take this shit down. Take it down there. I don't give a damn. I said what I said. I said what I said. You can construct a roster. She can construct a roster. You ain't got a problem having 5 females fighting to be number one, but you got a problem fighting with other niggas to be number one. Make it make sense. See, I've been on the female roster. I wasn't fighting to be the number one nigga. I wasn't trying to hold the top spot in the rotation. No. I knew I was in the rotation. And I played my game. I wasn't competing with no nigga. Like, I know you got a nigga. I'm not competing with that nigga to take his spot. I don't want his spot. He got it. I do what I do. It's less stress on me because I ain't the number one nigga. I do what I do. If I have a bad night, I have a bad night. It is what it is. He can't have a bad night. I can have a bad night. He can't. It's more pressure on him to perform every night than it is me. I just play my game. I can just play my game. I just come in, and my role is simple. I take you, I buy you some meat, I smoke with you, I drink with you, and I freak you the fuck out. That's my role. I don't pay no bills. I don't babies. I don't spend money on kids. I don't babysit. I don't pay no bills. I don't try to hide. I don't try to show y'all that. No, I play my role. Play my role, and I'm cool with it. You got your nigga. You got your number one nigga. I'm fine with that. I'm in the rotation. I get a little pussy. I get to kick it with you. I get the fuck at the end of the night. I'm cool with that. I'm not competing to pay bills. I'm not competing to be baby dad. I'm not competing for all that type of shit. I do what I do. That's my role. I do what I do. Do what I do. I'm not trying to lock down the number one spot when I'm on her roster. And I know I'm on her roster. I'm not fighting with these other niggas to be number one. I'm good. I'm good. If I don't hear from you, I don't hear from you. If I get a call or text from you and I'm able to get up with you, all right, I'm gonna get up with you. But I'm not desperate to be the number one nigga on your team. Now, when I got a roster, guess what? I got a roster. And you know I got a roster. You know I got multiple females. All of them do something different. All of them do something different, but I got a roster. Even when I got a number one chick, I still got a roster. You feel what I'm saying? Now, she might not know, before I got with the shit, she might not know I had a roster, but she was the number one chick. She get the priority. The other motherfucker get what I can give them. She get the priority. They know she the priority. They know she the priority. You can only get the playing time I give you. She the priority. Now, you cool with the time I give you, or you gonna bitch and complain about the time I give you? If you gonna bitch and complain, lead the team. Lead the team. Or shut the hell up and play ball. See, that's the thing about the roster is that when I was on the female roster, I understood that I'm not the number one option, but I'm gonna play the game. I'm gonna play the game because I'm getting what I want from her. Is an opportunity. An opportunity to do what the fuck I do. And all I'm doing is smoking, drinking, eating, and fucking. That's it. Now, who I am as an individual caused a little confusion between her with her looking at me as a number two or number three and her number one and saying, I like you a little bit better than I like my number one, but you're not willing to get rid of your number one for your number two. And I'm not telling you to get rid of your number one for your number two. You feel what I'm saying? But again, when it comes down to this roster shit, you think because you get the little bust a nut every time, every so often, you get to smoke with her and whatever the case may be, you get to chill with her. You thinking that you actually finna get the position. You're not finna get the position. You just get an opportunity to show your ass. Show your ass. Do you? Quit worrying about can you be number one when you know it's another nigga around. You know this. You want her to cancel out everybody else and be focused just on you, but you want to build a roster. You want to build a roster full of females, but you don't want to be on a roster with a bunch of niggas and the female run the roster. I don't know where y'all niggas. I don't know. Maybe I'm different. Maybe I'm wired a little differently, but I never gave a fuck. I know I'm fucking another nigga bitch. I ain't give a damn. I ain't give a damn. And I wasn't in love with the next bitch. I wasn't in love with you. I wasn't in love with you. I know what I'm doing. I'm getting the opportunity to do what the fuck I do with you, and you like it. You're more confused than I am. I've been in more situations where I'm on your roster, but you willing to snitch on me. I'm on your roster. I know where I'm at on your roster. I'm not your number one option, but you're willing to snitch to my number one option because you like what I do. What I do is better than your number one option. I'm not the better nigga. I'm just the better option. You like that type of shit, and you willing to throw away what I got going on. You willing to you willing to fuck up my shit because your number two option looked you in your face and I'm not doing it. Your number two option told you I'm not doing that, and you wouldn't say, "Well, I'm gonna tell your number one you with the shit." I tell my number one I'm with the shit. What that mean? You supposed to play your position as the roster constructor, the GM. You supposed to play, you got your number one nigga. I'm a number two nigga. You not supposed to get us confused. You not supposed to get us confused. You supposed to play the game like the game supposed to be played. I'm supposed to be the secret. You ain't supposed to fuck up your life with me. You don't want me to call you at certain times. You don't want me to come over your house at certain times because you don't want your shit to get fucked up with your number one option and not play by your rules. Because I'm a good team player. But just because I'm a good team player don't mean I don't shine. When I got the ball in my hand, I'm gonna shine. I'm gonna do what I do. And you like what I do, and now you comparing me to your number one. Now, like I want you to be my number one. No, you know. You just like what number two do. I'm not here to replace him. But again, just roll with me. Now, the illusion of progress. Here's what most people lose. Here's what most people lose. They think more time equals more value. They think more effort equals more security. They think more assets equals more commitment. But over here, what we do with this right here, what we say is this right here. Effort, EFFORT. Effort doesn't increase value. Scarcity does. So while you're investing more, you're actually making yourself easier to replace. Let me break that down to y'all. Let me break that down to y'all. And this is just me coaching. When I'm coaching my teams, I got my five on the floor. One of my players get with the shit, bad shooting night. They don't want to play with the team, whatever the case may be. I take their ass out. All right, come sit your ass down. Come sit your ass down. I'm gonna go get this other guy some more time since you with the shit. Give him some time. And he go out there and show his motherfucking ass. That don't mean I value this other guy more than I value you. I'm just giving them time because your ass with the shit. So again, when it comes down to relationships and the rosters, like just because she give you a little bit more time, don't mean she value more. She don't just because she gives you more time doesn't mean she values you more than the nigga in front of you. The nigga in front of you still in front of you. She's just giving you a little time because the nigga in front of you with the shit. You feel what I'm saying? So you think when you get your little time that if you just gone ball out, you can secure some shit. Now, this is one of the things about basketball and relationships that change. You know what I'm saying? In most cases, if you do ball out, yeah, you might can take somebody's starting spot. We've seen it happen. A lot of times, you know, if a player get injured, you don't take their spot because they're getting injured. You just take their spot till they come back. But sometimes it's so obvious that you're better than who's first is that it's hard to give it up. But in most cases, you just replacing them until they get back. Whatever they're going through, suspension, injury, whatever the case may be. So now you gonna bust your ass because you think about bust my ass, I can secure this spot. They ain't gonna take me out. Which is one of the funniest things, because like when my son first started playing basketball, AAU, I used to take stats. And I would tell my son after every game, it's like, bro, you really are the sixth man, but you and the fifth starter are close. I said, all you need to do is work a little bit harder, and you can be the fifth starter. And every time I would tell that nigga that shit, the next game he would regress. He would go backwards. And I'm like, bro, you don't want to start, dude. Yeah, I want to start. Me and him used to have these arguments all the time. I was like, bro, all you got in your fucking arsenal is your jumper. The jumper wet, man. Don't get it twisted. The jumper wet. And I'm used to argue with him all the time. This is just me looking at shit. I'm like, bro, you can't do nothing if you don't do nothing. Until I started paying attention to shit, still I started learning shit differently. It's like, you know what? As he kept getting older, I said, bro, the jumper is automatic. I said, every team need a nigga that can shoot. They can tell you what they want to tell you because you don't fit the body type. You ain't no greyhound. You a Rottweiler. You feel what I'm saying? You not built for speed. You built for strength. You built for power. You not built for speed. And you just got a wet shot. So now it's like he put in the effort in practice, but in the game, he still moves slow. He don't do too much. You put him in a position and tell him what to do, he'll do that. But he don't go above and beyond. And I heard plenty of his coaches when he was a little boy, middle school, high school. I heard all the coaches say he won't work hard. He won't push himself. Now you sit there and after so long, like, yeah, I know that. It used to bother me, just as his daddy, as his coach. It used to bother me. I'm like, nigga, you don't work hard. You don't push yourself. But as he kept getting older and the shot kept getting better, he still wasn't pushing himself hard. He still wasn't going above and beyond the call of duty. The shot kept getting wet. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of coaches would be like, man, he ain't gonna do this, he can't do this, he can't do that because he ain't working hard. I'm like, yeah, I feel you. It got to the point where I stopped even fussing at him. You gonna do what you do. I can't make you work hard. You're just gonna do what you do. But the jumper was undeniable. And I know a lot of motherfuckers sit there and say, oh, that's counterproductive. That's counterproductive. How you gonna just keep listening? Just keep listening. So you got a lot of motherfuckers busting their ass when they get the opportunity, when they get the time. Say, if I do this, then the third, I'm gonna secure my spot. I'm gonna secure my spot. And now, once you feel like you secured your spot, now you got access. Now you think, you know what I'm saying? Now they committed to you. They're not committed to you. You made yourself trade bait. You made yourself trade bait. You feel what I'm saying? That because you move just like everybody else. See, that was one thing I didn't understand till recently about certain things is that these coaches wanted the same players. They wanted the same players. That's why a lot of teams overlook my son. It because he didn't fit the mold of the same player they already got. But the one thing they couldn't deny was the jumper. So now you in a pickle. Do I bring him on the team because I need that jumper, but he don't fit the prototype of the player I want? Do I go against the grain and go get this little 5'11 stocky undersized two guard that got a jumper that's wet as fuck? Or do I stay with the status quo and go get me a Greyhound? They went and got a Greyhound. Now the coaches that know when my son was available, they know what he gonna get. They know it's like, hey, I can't get a nigga to shoot like he can shoot on my motherfucking team. And he available to play. He looking for a team and he available to play. And I done seen him shoot and I know he can shoot. Put him on my team. I guarantee he gonna get his playing time. I guarantee he gonna get the ball. because I know what he can do compared to everybody else around him. He can shoot. These other niggas want to shoot. He can shoot. He can shoot. What he got is rare compared to what I already got. All these niggas do the same motherfucking thing. They don't do what he do. They don't do what he do. You thinking if she give you a little bit more time, that means she value you a little bit more. If you put in a little bit more effort, you can be with her a little bit longer. And since you get a little bit more access to her, you think she really like you. Excuse me. And that's none that ain't it. That ain't it. Is do you do something different than the nigga she already fucking with? Do you do something different than the nigga she already fucking with? And if the answer is no, then guess what? You're not secure, you're replaceable. You're in the rotation. See again, even though I don't fit the 6'6" mod, I got one of the sixes, I'm 6 feet. It's who I am, period. That other women wasn't getting from their number one. Anytime a female would tell me the shit I'm doing, they nigga don't do. And that's the reason they around me more than anything else, is because how I move as an individual, how I move when I'm around them is something they don't see. That's rare. And I said this shit numerous times. Me and my son just got to having this conversation a couple of days ago. Like I just tell this nigga, I told the nigga, you know how much pussy I turned down? You know how much pussy I turned down just because of what type of nigga I am? You know how many times a female then told me that because of how I move with my kids, how I move with my wife, how I move, period, how I do this, how I do that. You know how many times a female and said that looked me in my face and said because of all this type of shit, they wanted to fuck me. Because the way I was doing shit, they're like, I don't see niggas at this age doing that type of shit. What you're doing is different. You stand out, even though you ain't got the muscles everywhere, even though you ain't got the 6 figures. What you do is rare amongst a bunch of available ass niggas. You stand out. I like that. It's hard for me to get that. And I want that. I need that. I ain't special. In my head, I'm not special. I just do what I do. But in their eyes, they like, you know how many niggas I deal with that do the same shit over and over again, and here you come, you fit the prototype of a nigga I already done dealt with, but then when it get down to the intangibles, when it get down to who you are as a person, who you are as a player, you're actually better than them. How can I keep that on my team when you ain't even supposed to be known about? I don't know, figure it out. I don't know, figure it out. See, a lot of y'all do the same shit over and over again. Y'all been brainwashed to do the same shit over and over again. And if that shit don't work, it's her fault that the shit don't work. No, 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 no. You have no identity. You don't know who the fuck you is. You let content creator tell you who you is as a man. You let red pill and manosphere nigga tell you who you is as a man. You don't know who the fuck you is. And therefore you get overlooked. Therefore you get replaced. And as terrible as I am as a person, it's hard for me to be replaced. Now, when I was coming up as a young nigga in my teens, it was easy to replace me. I ain't had shit. I ain't had shit. The first girl I claimed as a girlfriend broke up with me because I called her the wrong female name. The next 3 girlfriends after that left me because they found bigger, better deals. The next 3, between the ages of 14 and 20, that's 4 different girlfriends. The first girlfriend left me because I called her the wrong name. The other 3 left me because they found bigger, better deals. And they hit. And the couple chicks after that, before I met my wife, broke up with me for the same reason. You think you found a bigger, better deal. It wasn't until I got with my wife that she realized, like, you're rare. Because you act like the rest of these niggas, but you do something that these other niggas don't do. So as terrible as I am as a person, and I done got better over time, I do something that she was like, I don't see in other niggas. That's why it's hard to replace me. She can go get another nigga to act like me. That's easy. She can't get another nigga to do what I do. That's the hard part. That's the hard part. A lot of y'all niggas don't separate yourself from everybody else because y'all all do the same shit. There's no difference about you. There's nothing different about you. It's easy for them to find another one of you. It's easy for you to be replaced. You think if you get a little time and a little pussy that she gonna move you up the roster. She gonna move you up if that's what you're looking for. But the truth of the matter is, nigga, she just buying time. She just buying time until something better come along. And all you did was make yourself easier to replace because you didn't do nothing to stand out. Because again, my position on your roster, ladies, was to feed you, smoke with you, drink with you, fuck you. That's normal. That ain't special. That ain't nothing out the blue. That ain't nothing wow, razzle dazzle to that type of shit. No, that's normal shit. That's normal shit. But what made me stand out, what put a lot of females in the position of compromise, was that the way your nigga act and the way I act is 2 totally different things. You don't like the way your nigga act, even though he do the same shit I do. He feeds you, he smoke with you, he drink with you, he fuck you. I do the same thing your nigga do. It's just that your nigga's personality, his charisma, all that type of shit is not mine. It's not mine. So now you're battling back and forth because you like how I move versus how he move, even though we're doing the same shit. What I do overall is rare compared to what he do. He do what every other nigga do. He do what every other nigga do. He act the way every other nigga act. I didn't. I still don't. That makes it hard for you to sit there and just leave me the fuck alone because I'm gonna bring something different than that nigga over there doing, even though I'm not competing with your nigga. You made a competition between me and him because I provided something different, not me. I do the same shit he do. I just act different. I just act different. Now, this is why a lot of you niggas get replaced. This is why bench players get replaced. Bench players get replaced for 3 reasons. 3. Reason number 1, you overplay your role. You try to act like a starter when you don't have starter leverage. A lot of you motherfuckers want to act like you the superstar when you ain't got the leverage of the superstar. You ain't got no say so. You ain't got no power. You act like you got power, but you really ain't got no power. You ain't got no control. You ain't got no say so. You might think you did, but you really ain't that. When I look at Gil's Arena, shout out Gil's Arena, it's a difference between Gilbert Arenas and Nick Young. And I watched both of them. Gilbert Arenas was Hibachi, Agent Zero, All Star, big money. Nick Young, you a nigga that can shoot. You a nigga that can shoot. I would never replace Gilbert Arenas with Nick Young. Even though you might can start, even though you can play, you're not Gil. So don't act like you're a Gil when you're not. You ain't got the leverage Gil got in his locker room, in his heyday, in his prime. You ain't got what he got, so you can't leverage anything against me if you ain't doing what that nigga doing. So again, you niggas want to be superstar, but you ain't got the superstar leverage. So how the hell you gonna sit up there and make demands with a female when you ain't that nigga? You ain't got no power. You think just cause you a nigga, you supposed to have power over a female, and when she sit there and tell you not that nigga, you feel some type of way. But the truth of the matter is you ain't got the power. When she deal with niggas like you on the regular, you don't stand out. You have nothing to offer. You don't stand out. You have no say so. You have no leverage. You're just a regular nigga that think he the shit. And she come across them niggas every day, 3-4 times a day. You don't stand out. Again, I'm sorry to tell y'all niggas this, but a lot of y'all niggas ain't superstars. A lot of y'all niggas ain't all stars. A lot of y'all niggas not starters. Y'all on the bench. I have said for a very long time, you can ask my son and my daughter, they'll tell you. I've been saying this for a long time. I'm the star. I'm the superstar. I'm that nigga. In my relationship, my son and daughter would tell anybody that type of shit. Oh yeah, he the star. He the star. And I'm not the star that gotta be, I'm the star. I gotta no, I'm not that like no, I'm Tim Duncan more than anything. I'm Tim Duncan. I'm Dirk Nowitzki. I'm KG. I'm the star. I'm gonna play hard. I'm gonna go do what I do. This shit revolves around me. You know what I'm saying? I got leverage. I got power. I got say so. Take me out of your equation and see what happens. Now that's where I'm at now, and I've been in this position for 20. That's why I sit. That's why I sit back and I tell niggas, man, look, bro, my feet kicked up. I retired. I'm Hall of Fame. I've been with this lady 20 plus years. Man, I'm Kobe. I'm Dirk. I'm Tim Duncan. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. My jersey in the Raptors. You feel what I'm saying? I'm chilling. My jersey is hanging up there. My number retired 21. That's my favorite number, 21. My jersey hanging up there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I got a ring. I got a ring. I done won several times. I done won 20 years. I'm chilling. I'm the superstar. Most of y'all niggas can't even get past 5 years. Most of y'all can't get past 5 years. I'm chilling. I'm in year 20 something. Feet kicked back. I'm chilling. I can sit back like Kobe used to do, rest of dead. And how he used to look over the game and watch niggas and shit and make his critique over the game and say what niggas fucking up at and shit like that. That's where I'm at with it. When KG be talking this shit on his podcast about how the game looking at, that's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. I done did what I done did. I done did what I done did. I done won. I can sit back and look at y'all motherfuckers and say, y'all niggas stupid. This is y'all playing the game wrong. From both the player, from both the player and the owner. The short term, the long term. I'm looking at all that type of shit. Y'all niggas dumb. Compared to a nigga like me that been winning for 20 years. And this not a humble, I'm not a humble bragging nigga. I'm just telling the truth. This ain't me trying to throw my relationship in your niggas' faces. It's like, nigga, this is what y'all do in these spaces. Y'all talk about relationships. I got results. I got results. Remind you, I said I'm a Piston. Even though I'm from Memphis and I'm a Grizzly fan, I watched the Pistons. I'm a bad boy. I'm a bad boy. I'm a bad boy. I play rough. I play rough. I'm hitting rules. I do what I do. I can sit back 20 years and like, bro, I'm chilling. I don't want. I can look and tell y'all niggas where y'all fucked up at and why y'all losing. Y'all not superstars. Therefore, you ain't got no leverage. You ain't got no power. Reason number two, you become predictable. If there's no uncertainty, there's no tension. If there's no tension, there's no attraction. Again, y'all do the same shit over and over again. Y'all do the same shit over again. Y'all got the same script over and over again. No matter if it's online, offline. I start hearing now more and more in my real world. Y'all play the same script over and over and over and over again. You already know the script. You ain't giving nothing to the imagination. Just like y'all sit here and complain when you talking about females ain't leaving nothing to the imagination because they showing everything on social media. Nigga, y'all saying the same shit over and over again and you ain't nothing creative about you. There's nothing hidden. You telling motherfuckers your plans. There's no tension. And there's no tension, there's no attraction. The motherfuckers know what the fuck you gonna do before you even open your motherfucking mouth, before you even play your motherfucking hand, before you even put your uniform on and go out there for warm up. They already know what you're gonna do. They already know. And you sit up here and say, oh, it's their fault for not giving you a chance. Like, bro, they're giving you a chance every day. It's on repeat, cookie cutter. You're no different than the next. You're no different than the last nigga she fucked with. You're no different. You're no different. So you're not a superstar and you don't do nothing different. You have no leverage and you don't do nothing different. Think about that for a minute. Before y'all want to come at me and say I'm wrong. And reason number three, they remove competition. The moment you become safe, air quotes, the moment you become safe, you become an option. And when you become an option, you could be rotated. See, when you become the safe guy, the nice guy, when you become safe, you become an option. And options get rotated. Once you become the guy that she can count on for whatever the thing is she counting on you for, you become an option. And again, like I said, I didn't have a problem being an option because you knew for a fact what you were going to get with me. You knew without a shadow of a doubt, 9 times out of 10, Big Dog gonna give me exactly what Big Dog said he gonna give me on a night in, night out basis. He gonna feed me. He gonna smoke with me. He gonna drink with me. He gonna freak me the fuck out. He's an option. I can rotate him. But again, like I keep saying, is even though I became an option, even though I know I'm an option, even though I know this, I didn't do what other niggas were doing. I was a superstar to have power. I got leverage. I put you and I put females in a compromising position by being your number two option. I put you in a compromising position because I play better than your number one option. I'm a better teammate than your number one option. I can do the same shit your number one option do, but for some strange reason, I'm better than your number one option. You're in a conflict with me and your God that I never put you in. Never told you to replace him with me. Never told you that I need to be number one on your list. Never. I knew my role and I played it well. It's just that, hey, I'm good at what I do. This the nigga you attach your wagon to. This the nigga you with. I'm just a nigga that's an option. But somehow, some way, you calling me, telling me I'm better than your nigga. Okay. Now what? I want more time with you. Okay. Now what? Can you get out more? Probably, depending on what I'm getting out for. Can you do this? Can you do that? Yeah, I probably can. And the first time I tell you no, I'm not your number one option. I got the right to tell you no. First time I tell you no, oh, I'm a snitch. For what? Because I want this from you. I want that from you. No, I'm not finna give it to you. No, I'm not finna do this. No, I'm not finna do that. No. Well, I'm a snitch. I'm a snitch for you. I snitch on myself. I'll tell my number one option. Yeah, I've been playing around. You not finna hold. First of all, on your roster, I'm the number two option. You want more out your number two option that you get from your number one option. And I'm like, that's what you got a number one option for. If you got to beg your number two option for more. What he doing? You need to switch number one options. But I'm not the number, I'm gonna be number two. I'm not trying to be your number one. I don't want to be your number one. I'm finding number two. I don't want to be your number one option. I don't want to be your number one option. I'm cool at number two. You can push me down to three. I'm cool. I don't want to be number one. You want me to be number one. I don't want to be number one. I want to be number two. You want more from me than I'm willing to give you. Even though I'm doing what I do when I get the ball in my hand. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do what I do. You want to attach your wagon to me? Like, no. I already got somebody attached to me. And I'm wrong for doing what I'm doing. But I'm doing what I'm doing. So, because you can't get me to be your number one, you're going to tell my number one. You're going to tell my number one. Because I won't give you what you want. You wouldn't tell my number one. I'm like, well, shit, I'll tell my number one, see what happens. I'm on your roster. I don't want to move up. I ain't trying to move up. I don't want the spotlight on me all the time with you. I don't. I'm cool where I'm at. Then you gonna tell the woman I'm giving the spotlight to that, oh, he over here playing with me. I tell her. And if she decide to leave, she'll leave. If she gonna stay, she gonna stay. But you're not finna sit up here and try to extort me to get more when I'm sitting there like I'm good. You're not gonna try to get me to play 1 minute when I don't want to play 1 minute. I'm good. And on top of that, you want me to do just as much or more than the number one option without being the number one option. You want me to work just as hard or harder than the nigga that you already with, and I'm not trying to move up, and you're not gonna move me up. Think about that. I'm not trying to go to number one in your rotation, And you're not gonna get rid of the number one nigga, but you want me to give you number one minutes. You want me to give you number one play. You want me to do just as much or more than what your number one option doing. And I'm like, I'm not finna be the number one option. I'm cool being your number two. I'm cool. I'm good. That's a conflict that I had put on a lot of women as I got older. Once I realized what type of nigga I was, what type of player I was on these women roster, yeah, I make it hard for you to look at me and say he just a number two. I make it hard. I make you want to give me more. I make you want to do more. I make you want to sneak out more and all that type of shit right there because I do what I do, period. But I do have the right to tell your ass, no, I don't want to. I don't want to play today. And the simple fact that I told your ass no, oh, you can't tell me no. Why not? Because you hold the right to tell me no whenever you feel like it. You set the rules up to where if your nigga call you and say he on his way, I can't pop up. You hold the right that if your nigga call, I gotta shut up while I'm in your house. You can't let your number one option know about your number two option. Because if you do, it fuck up what you got going on with your number one option. And I understand. I understand completely. So I'm playing by your rules, owner. I'm playing by your rules, GM. I'm playing good team ball. I'm a good team player. And it's funny how I can play by your rule, but then when it comes down to my rules, you want to violate. You know you the number two. You know you the number two. You know you the number two on my team. You know who the number one is. I tell you who the number one is, just like you tell me who your number one is. I tell you who the number one is. Oh, so what? You gonna suck my dick a little bit better? You gonna fuck me a little bit harder? And you gonna cook a little bit more? Just try to move up to be my number one? And I'm kind of telling you, there's no room for growth. You still the number two. It's only been one time that I can remember that it's been a chick that was battling my wife for the number one position. It's only been one that I can remember. It might have been another one, but I know one for a fact. That actually was competing with my wife. And my wife, she knew about it. I told her. I looked her dead in her face. Oh, yeah. It's somebody that's younger, that got the same skill set you got, that's ready to take your place. All you gotta do is keep playing the way you're playing. You the number one. Keep playing the way you're playing. Keep doing what you're doing. I got something younger that can do what you do. Keep playing. She ain't like that shit. And again, this is not me bragging. This is me being honest. The majority of the time, them motherfuckers couldn't be number one. They knew they were number two. It's just simple fact is like, oh, because I did that in the third view. I deserve more playing time. For what? Why? Why? You know, you ain't doing nothing different than that other female. I said you can't replace her. You can't do what my wife do. Or you can't do what she do and you're not willing to do what she do to be number one. You just want to be number one, but you're not willing to do what wifey do. And I know you're not. So you'll never be number one. You see how the game go? You see how the game goes so far? When it come down to this roster shit, when it come down to playing time and all that type of shit right there, a lot of y'all niggas ain't got the pull to be the number one option. A lot of y'all niggas ain't got the pull to be the number one option. A lot of y'all niggas do the same shit that the number one nigga do. The number two nigga do, the number three nigga do. Y'all don't stand out. If anything, you're a rotational player. You'll get minutes when there's available. And you don't like that. But again, you're not the dude. You don't have to say so. And gentlemen, trust me, the replacements are not personal. The replacement is nowhere near personal. And see, this is where people get emotional. This is where a lot of y'all got getting y'all fifis. This is where y'all get the crashing out and shit like that. Talking about bitches ain't shit, all that good shit right there. This is where y'all getting y'all feelings. She just did it out the blue. It came out of nowhere. I don't know what happened. All that type of shit. Trust me, bro. It ain't just come out the blue. It ain't just happen. That ain't what happened. See, you wasn't tracking the game correctly. See, you were worried about your effort. You were worried about your stats. You were worried about your numbers. You were worried about your playing time. You were looking at all that type of shit. And she was looking at your value. Two completely different things. See, when you get the opportunity to do what you're gonna do, you're trying to put up numbers. You're trying to show that I'm that nigga. She looking at you and saying, "Nigga, I got a nigga that do all that shit you do. Your value just as much as his value." The only difference is it's something he got that's rare that you don't have. That's why he's the number one. Y'all can put up the same numbers. See, when we look at Boston, the Celtics, we look at Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. A lot of NBA players, former players, current players, a lot of coaches and motherfuckers that know what they fucking talk about, the experts, quote unquote. They'll tell you Jason Tatum is better than Jaylen Brown. Jason Tatum is top 5. That's what they'll tell you. That's what they used to say. That Jason Tatum is top 5. He's the nigga that make Boston go. Until he got hurt in the playoffs. Boston got put out. Go through the off season. What we gonna do? Come up with the bright idea. We know what, we ain't gonna be competitive. We ain't gonna be a top 4 team in the East. We're gonna get rid of Porzingis. We're gonna get rid of Holiday. We're gonna try to save some money because we ain't gonna compete. If we get in the playoff, we ain't gonna be top 4, whatever the case may be. And we gonna see what we gonna do with Jaylen Brown. Because at one point in time when the season first started, it was rumored that they were gonna trade Jaylen Brown. Because they felt like we wasn't gonna be where we were when we won the championship. We're gonna take some steps back. So we're gonna see. They get Jaylen Brown the ball. They get number 7 the ball. And he balls out. Without number 0, without Tatum, he balls out. MVP type of season. All-star. Scoring 20 plus. Balling. Play both sides of the ball. Balling. Balling. Getting in the nigga ass. Without your superstar. The nigga you attached your little red wagon to ain't playing. The number 2 playing. And the number 2 got you in a position to be a title contender when y'all went into the season saying, we ain't gonna be there. Your number 2 nigga actually got you in position to win another championship, not your number 1. And see, the whole time, they looking. They're looking. So you want to keep Jason Tatum, Boston. They want to keep Jason Tatum. They like Jason Tatum. And Jason Tatum, cool. I ain't got no problem with Jason Tatum. I'm just a Jaylen Brown fan because he played both sides of the ball. Because he can do what Jason Tatum do on offense. Jason Tatum a little bit better offensive player. But he can score 20 points. He can do what Jason Tatum. He can put 20 on the board. But he a better defender than Jason Tatum. So anytime I can get a nigga that can score just as many points as you score, and play better defense, just me being a regular average AAU coach, I'm looking at this and saying he actually better than you. A little controversy when he won Eastern Conference MVP in the playoffs. Or should have went to Jason Tatum. Why? When Jaylen Brown showed his dominance in the Eastern Conference playoffs. When they won the finals, MVP, Jaylen Brown. Oh, Jason Tatum. It took game 3 for Jason Tatum to finally crank up. And by the time Jason Tatum cranked up, guess who was already the front runner for the MVP? Jaylen Brown. So you just want me to give Jason Tatum everything because you like him. For whatever reason you like him. And again, he's not a bad player. He's top 10 in the NBA right now. I give him all that type of shit. Top 5 before he got hurt. I give Jason Tatum all that type of shit. But I'm saying that like Jaylen Brown actually better than Jason Tatum. Argue with your mama. Argue with your mama. One of my brothers sit there and told me the reason I like Jaylen Brown more than Jason Tatum because Jaylen Brown was dark skinned and Jason Tatum was light skinned. The dark skin, light skin. Hey, I said, bro, this had nothing to do with skin color. This had everything to do with basketball. It had nothing to do with skin color. Everything to do with basketball. Now, there's rumors, and I don't know how deep these rumors really go, is that because Jaylen Brown had this NBA MVP type season, there's rumors going around that saying he might be up to be traded to Milwaukee for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And we know Giannis been in trade talks the whole season. We know Giannis was in trade talks the whole season. And it wasn't because he didn't want to be in Milwaukee no more. He was like, Milwaukee, do something. Show me that you got committed to me in winning another championship because I do want to win another championship. And I don't have a problem winning a championship in Milwaukee. And shout out, LeBron. He didn't have a problem keeping his brand in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, as long as the Bucks organization were going to put the pieces around him to win another championship. The nigga will stay there. But because you don't want to do what it takes to keep him there, get me out of here then. Put me somewhere that's gonna try to win another ring because I want another ring. If you're not gonna do what it takes to give me another ring here, send me somewhere where I can get another ring or have a chance to win another ring. Do that. Do that. So now it's a rumor because of Jaylen Brown play while Jason Tatum was out, is that Boston, whether it's real or not, might try to trade Jaylen Brown to Milwaukee for Giannis to pair him with Jason Tatum. See again, don't want them situations where your number 2 is actually better than your number 1, and you're conflicted because you can't get rid of Jason Tatum. Everybody said he's a top 5 NBA player. You can't get rid of him. He's up there with Shea. He's up there with Luka. He's up there with Jokic. He's up there with Victor. He's a notch above Ant. He's a notch above Cade. He's way better than Embiid now. You feel what I'm saying? You can't trade this nigga. No, but you'll trade the sidekick. Because the sidekick proved I could be a number 1 option when I need to be the number 1 option. But perception says, oh, I can't have the number 2 option playing better than the number 1 option. I got to do something. And it's been brewing saying that, oh, it's been brewing for so long saying them two can't work together. They work together enough to win a championship. But because your number 1 went down and your number 2 had to take over, you were down there going to trade your number 2 if he didn't do what he was doing. Now you really want to trade him because now you know he can do what he do. And other teams see that shit. He's very valuable if you want to trade him. And he going to get your team best star if you want to give up your team best star. Think about that. Think about that. So while you getting your playing time, while you playing around with Shouty, while you doing this, that, and the third with Shouty, you know what I'm saying? She giving you time and giving you opportunity to do what you're gonna do, score your points and did that and the third. Guess what you doing? She ain't doing nothing. Like, you looking at your numbers. She looking at your value. You can go out there and bust your ass and put up superstar numbers all you want, but the minute the nigga that's better than you come back around, the minute Jason Tatum come back in the fold after you can put up your MVP type season, she might trade you. She might trade you. After you done kept her afloat for a whole year, while her number one nigga was locked up, her number one nigga was this, that, and the third, and you the number two nigga, you kept her running. Jalen Brown, you kept her running while her number one was somewhere else with another bitch, locked up, whatever the case may be. You kept her up and running. You kept her in the limelight. You kept her image popping. You did everything possible to keep her at superstar status. And now the number one nigga out of jail. The number one nigga done left the other bitch alone. And now she looking at you and like, you know what? You did keep me afloat. You did keep me as a title contender. But now, once the season over with, I can keep you. You're going to go back to number two. I can trade you. You can be number one on somebody else's team. I'll go get somebody else. That was the game plan. You trying to get your numbers. She trying to get a trade package. She trying to gauge the value if I get rid of you for somebody else. What it is, I can trade a 10 for 2 5s. That is the game plan. For a lot of you niggas that think y'all superstars, are like, go get your buckets, go get your rebounds, go get your assists, do whatever you got to do, pay your bill, take her out to eat, buy some shoes, take her on a nice trip, do whatever you got to do to make her look good as the number two nigga. Do what you got to do. But when the number one nigga come back around, guess what's happening? You're gone. Or you're going to go back to number two. And now you done put up an MVP season. After you done proved to the world that you could be a number one option. She get rid of you or move you back down to number two. Two completely different things. You showing your ass, she like, hey, I can get rid of him. I can trade him. I can move him back down. Cause when my number one nigga get with the shit, I know this number two nigga gonna keep me afloat. And all you trying to do is get a triple double. And here go the substitution moment. Hey, thanks to everybody coming in. Y'all like, share, subscribe as y'all in the building. You feel what I'm saying? Here go the substitution moment. Replacements don't happen when someone better arrives. They happen when someone different creates contrast. I'm going to say that again. Replacement doesn't happen when someone better arrives. Replacement happens when someone different causes contrast. If you've been listening to this live the whole time, I've been telling y'all is that I ain't better than some of the niggas that's number one on some of these females roster. I'm different than some of the niggas on these females roster. That's why I put the conflict on them. I knew my role. It's just the role I played. I'm good at my role. I can do what I do to make you literally say, I can get rid of my number one for my number two. See, in the Boston Celtics situation, they not trying to get rid of Tatum to keep Brown. No, they'd rather get rid of Brown and keep Tatum. They'd rather get rid of the number two to keep the number one. When I was doing what I was doing, and I was wrong. When I was doing what I was doing, I played the conflict where like you literally thinking about getting rid of your nigga for me. And there's no way possible that was gonna happen. I gave you something different. I put something different in your motherfucking face and you liked it. And you start comparing and contrasting to what you already had and said, Big Dog might be better than what I already got. He might be better. And the contrast exposes your position. And once your role is clear, you either get upgraded or get removed. Again, I'm not the prototype that y'all say these females want. I'm nowhere near it. I'm tall. Nowhere near it though. But I know in my life, in my 46 years of living, when I've been on a female's roster, when I've been on a female roster, I actually put pressure on the female to make a decision about, do I keep my number one nigga or do I upgrade this number two nigga to number one? You know what leverage I had? I don't want to be number one. Because why would I be number one when you's an opportunity that you do the same thing you do to me? Why would I move up to number one when you might have another number two coming behind me? Why would I do that? I'm good at number two. I know what you're doing. I know you're fucking off. I'm the nigga you fuck off with. It's just that I'm the good nigga you fuck off with. I'm the better option than you already got. I know this. I put pressure on you. I put enough pressure on you to sit there and tell me. If I tell you no, you're going to tell my wife. You're going to tell my girlfriend that I'm fucking off with you. I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you. How you gonna try to pressure the number two nigga to move up to number one because the number two nigga better than number one? And number one, I don't want to be number one. I'm good. I'm straight. I'm good. I'm good because I don't want to be in the same situation your number one nigga in there. Which is what a lot of the shit that niggas be talking about now. Oh, she might have a niggas looking at all that type of shit right there. Yeah, I've been on this shit for 46, 47 motherfucking years. I've been doing this shit a very long time. Again, my feet kicked up. I smoke cigar. My jersey in the rafters. I got rings. I got trophies. I'm good at what I do. When it comes down to women, I'm good at what I do. It's not me throwing this shit in niggas' faces. This is just me knowing what I know. I know what I know. I'm one of them child prodigies, and I'm using this loosely. I got introduced to women at an early motherfucking age. I got introduced to the game at a very young age, and I learned. I took my bumps and bruises while I was growing up as a preteen, as a teenager, in my early 20s. I know how the game go. I know how the game go. I created rosters. I've been on rosters. I know how the game go. Either you're gonna get upgraded or you're gonna get replaced. Either you're gonna move up to number one or you're gonna get moved out for another motherfucker when you want somebody roster. And that go for the men that got rosters. That go for the women that got rosters. Either you gonna move this nigga up, you gonna move this chick up, or you gonna replace him with somebody else and hoping that they bring something different to the team than you've already got, so you can have some type of conflict to where you can get into it with your number one on the daily just because you want your number two to be number one. I've been through this shit. This ain't just a nigga talking. This just ain't a nigga that's talking for likes and views and money. Oh no, 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 no. I don't need the attention like that. My pockets ain't hurting like that. This just me being honest. This just me being truthful. I'm retired. I'm a Hall of Famer. I'm a Hall of Famer. I got bodies. I got a wife. I got kids that doing very well. I got grandkids. I'm good. And again, I'm like Kobe. I'm like KG. I done did what I done did. I done dominated for a very long time. I'm in the Hall of Fame. You know what the fuck I'm about. And I could sit back and criticize and critique the motherfucking game for what it is and say, y'all motherfuckers stupid. And I still love y'all. I still want y'all to be successful. I still want y'all to see. I still want y'all to get what the fuck y'all trying to get to in life. I just call you motherfuckers stupid. Because you want to play the game a certain type of motherfucker way where you don't lose. Where you win every time the ball go in the air. You go 82-0 and sweep through the playoffs. That's what y'all niggas want. Females, y'all ain't no different because y'all want the same thing too. You can't stand to lose. You can't stand it. That's why you always complaining about the dating market. That's why you always complaining about the men. You always complaining about the women because you're looking for a teammate to guarantee a victory. How long did it take Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan to win the championship? How long did it take Kobe and Shaq to win the championship? How long did it take David Robinson and Tim Duncan? How long did it take Clay and Steph? Come on, man. You think because I go get another player that's just as good or better than me that we can work together, we gonna win the first time? That shit happened one time, and that's my knowledge. When KG and Ray Allen went to Boston and paired with Paul Pierce, that first year they won the championship, yeah, that was magical. That was magical. But it wasn't KG talking about I need to leave Minnesota because Minnesota ain't winning shit. KG won the MVP in Minnesota. KG was an all-star in Minnesota. Far as they went with the Western Conference Finals in Minnesota, Kevin McHale was running the team, and he looked at KG and said, bruh, I got to get you up out of here because we ain't going to win the championship, and you deserve a championship. As much as you done did for my motherfucker team, you deserve a championship, and I'm going to do what's best for you. I'm going to send you somewhere so you can try to win the championship. KG didn't want to leave Minnesota. Kevin McHale said, bruh, you need a ring, and we ain't getting you a ring no time soon. You got to go. You got to go. Seattle, before they became Oklahoma City, Ray Allen, Ray, we went and got this young nigga from Texas, Kevin Durant. We're going to hitch our wagon to him. We love you. You needed you a ring too. We're going to send your ass to Boston. Went to Boston, won the ring. It wasn't like these niggas wanted out. The team did what best for them. Got them about it there. So they can win the ring. But more time than not, you're not finna put two motherfuckers together. We just finna win off the muscle. We not finna win off the muscle just because we together. It take time. We got to figure each other out. I got to know what your strengths and weaknesses is. You got to know what mine is too. It's going to be some turmoil. It's going to be some backbiting and all that type of shit. You ain't going to like me at some point in time, and I ain't going to like your motherfucking ass either. But do you want to win or not? Do you want to go through these rough patches? Because at the end of the day, there's the ring. There's a championship to win. We can hate each other later. Do we want this ring or not? We don't have to get along. We don't have to like each other. You're gonna respect me though. Do you want to win or not? If you just want to look good and lose, fine, go ahead. You're gonna keep looking good and losing until you're 40, 50 years old. And you always complain about niggas ain't shit, women ain't shit, and you still want to look good. You still want to go to the court with all your accessories and the newest shoes on and shit like that and can't score. And then to blame your teammate. Or do you want to get down in the mud again? I'm going to tell you, I grew up watching the Pistons. It get ugly. It get dirty. Winning ain't pretty. Do you want to go win? Do you want to get in the mud? Do you want to do what it takes to win? If so, come ride with me. I'm not promising cosmetics. I'm not promising pretty shit. I'm promising victories. If you want a victory, ride with me. If you just want to look good, go somewhere else. I ain't got time. I don't teach pretty. Even though my son and daughter's handsome and pretty, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But they got an ugly mindset. They got an ugly mindset. They know winning is ugly. Winning takes sacrifice. Winning take commitment. Winning take a whole lot of other shit outside of looks. It takes more than that. If you stuck on looks, you're never gonna win. If you stuck on this, that, and the third, you're never gonna win. Save all that dumbass shit. Now, yeah, I can see what type of coach I was back in the day. I'm with the shit. I'm with the shit. Y'all can see what type of coach I was. I'm like, this shit ain't pretty. We gonna hurt. We hurt over here. But it's for the better. I'm gonna take you down through there because I know y'all can do better. You just want somebody to pat you on your ass and to give you the ball and let you go out there and fuck up the team and then blame the coach, blame the teammates, but you the one fucking it up. Oh, I done had players like that my whole life. You want to be the superstar. You want the ball in your hand all the motherfucking time, and when we don't win, you can't coach. This team sorry. Nigga, you went 10 for 40. And you want to brag on these 20 points you scored and it took you 40 shots to score. And we lost by 30. But it's my fault. It's my fault for putting you out there. How about that? Anyway. Let me help y'all stop being bench players. If you want to stop getting replaced, stop trying to earn your spot and start controlling your value. Stop trying to earn your spot and start controlling your value. That means reduce availability. Again, going back to my son. My son been on teams where they don't want to play him until guess when? They're down by 3. They down by 3. They down by 2. They down by 1. Oh, you don't want to play him none of the rest of the game. I sit there and watch my son suffer for a couple of seasons. He losing minutes and all that type of shit because you went and got a new greyhound. My son a Rottweiler that can shoot. You got all your greyhounds running up and down the motherfucking floor. Now the game within one possession. You need one shot to win the game. Now you want to call Big 30. Yeah, that was his number, AAU 30. You want to call Big 30. Come in the game, fresh off the bench. No, ain't been playing. No limiting the minutes. You want number 30 to come off the bench and shoot a 3-point. You want this nigga to come off the bench in a one possession game to knock down a 3-pointer to win or tie. And you ain't played them none of the game. This is where you find out how valuable you really is. Because when you need him in a ice cold moment, the last minute shot, now you want him to shoot the shot. That's how you know how valuable he really is. When you get to put enough faith in him fresh off the bench to shoot the game winning or game time shot. And you ain't play him none of the game. That's how valuable he really is. You can say all that. Well, he wasn't playing. Who in the game with the game on the line? Who in the game when the game on the line? The nigga that you don't like. The nigga that don't fit your type. And he know that. He know that when the game is in a clutch situation, you going to call me to try to get you out the situation. I know that. That's why I act the way I act. Because you ain't going to give me anything else, but you need me when you need me. And you want me to come through. I'm valuable. And I've always told him that. So again, my nigga, reduce your availability. You currently trying to get in and get all these buckets. You currently trying to get in time with Shouty. Reduce your availability. Low manage. How about that? Show up when you want to show up. Play when you want to play. Low manage. Do that. Low manage. Where else? Where am I? Okay. Increase uncertainty. Called to be a fucking enigma. Excuse me. Called to keep them guessing. And again, my son been known to have a poker face, nonchalant. They don't know how he feeling at the point in time. It's only been so many times in his life where a coach can actually read his face. You can't read them. You can't read them. And as long as you can't be read, they don't know what the fuck you got going on. Stay like that. Let them keep guessing. How do you feel? Is you ready to play? Is you motivated? You gonna give me some points or you gonna give me some bullshit? Let them keep guessing. That's how you stop from being replaced. Cause one minute you go out there, you come out the bench, you go out there and ball out. Next guy you don't do shit. Now they sitting there like, well, Jonathan Kaminga. Jonathan Kaminga. When he was in Gold State before he got traded to Atlanta, when he in the game, some games that nigga goes 20 points in 20 minutes. You know he can hoop. In the next game, like, where the fuck you at? Where the hell you at? That make you scratch your head because like, man, this nigga just balled out one guy and the next minute he ain't show up. What the fuck going on? Can I trust you? Do I need to get rid of you? What's going on? Whoa. Stay like that. Keep G4 guessing. Build options. And I know, niggas gonna tell you men ain't got no options. Yes, you do. You just don't like them. Get them. Because one of the things that y'all say is men can't get options, but women like men with options. They ain't got to be the prettiest options. Just let it be known that I got options. Just let it be known you got options. Just let it be known. See, as long as a female know you ain't got no option, you always up under her thumb. She get to do what the fuck she want to do with your motherfucking ass because she know you need her. When you got options, you like, hey, I don't need you. I got somebody else I go fuck with. They make them crazy. Maybe I really didn't know. They make them crazy to know that she's not the only option. And I'm not saying that she in some whole manipulative, cold ass way. I'm just being honest. It's like if you ain't in no long-term relationship, have options. Go get options. They ain't got to be the prettiest. They ain't got to be the. Just make sure you got other females to deal with when you trying to go get the fine chick. If it missed, hey, you still got something to go play with. You straight. It's when you sit up there and say you got options, I don't like them. But they wouldn't do whatever for your motherfucking ass. That's dumb shit. That's not logical. That's stupid. You got motherfucking options and you don't want to play with them because you don't like how they look. But they wouldn't do it. Me personally, again, do you want to win or do you want to look pretty? I like winning. I could take a L, but I like winning. I'd rather win ugly than lose pretty. I'm not finna cry in the bins. No, I'm not finna cry in the bins. I'm not finna cry wearing a Rolex. No. I'd rather wear a G-Shock and win. I'm just saying. I'd rather wear a G-Shock and win. I don't need a Rolex and lose. I'd rather wear a G-Shock and win. I'd rather do it ugly. If I get something pretty along the way, I get something pretty along the way. If I don't, I don't. I'm still gonna win. So get your options. Get options. Get your options until you get the one that you really like. Do that. Mm-mm. Detach from outcomes. Again, you so attached to winning. And I like winning. I love winning. But I also know I can lose. And I'm fine with that. I love to win, but I know I can lose. I gamble. I don't win all the time. I lose more than I win. But I'm comfortable losing. And for one, I ain't gonna spend more than I can lose. But I'm comfortable. I place my blitz on FanDuel. I do my parlays. And I lose. I don't lose by a lot, but I don't win. I don't get the payout. I mean, a lot of my shit might hit, but I don't get the payout. I lose, and I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable because I don't want. I'm good winning. I love winning. I'm comfortable losing. I can take an L. As long as I do what the fuck I supposed to do, one of the two things gonna happen. Either I'm gonna win or I'm gonna lose. If I do it, if I go out there with the strategy, if I do everything I need to post, if I do everything I'm supposed to do, and everything go with plan, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win more than I lose. If I go out there with a strategy, with a game plan, and shit start getting rocky, I have to adjust to try to win. And if I make adjustments and I don't win, guess what? I'm gonna lose. I've been in them situations. I'm trying to adjust doing the game, and the adjustments don't work, and I lose. Now, what is me or what is my players? I'm gonna take the blame for this shit anyway, because I'm the coach. I run the team. These my plays, these my players. I put these folks in a position, they didn't come through. It's my fault too. It ain't just their fault. This man can have a bad shooting night. This man can turn over the ball. This man ain't getting all the rebounds. Yeah, we can handle all that in practice. But when push comes to shove, I'm still the coach. I put them folks out there. I put Fake and them five out there on the floor, and they didn't do what they supposed to do. But that was my choice. I had to take that L because that was my choice to put them out there on the floor, and we ain't win. Quit attaching yourself to winning all the motherfucking time because you're not. As much as you want to, like I said, cut your PlayStation on, cut your Xbox on, adjust the difficulty to easy, and win all motherfucking day. Do it. Have fun doing that shit. I do it. Shit, I don't give a fuck. I do it. It just be me. I got my PlayStation. My son got his PlayStation. When we play against each other, yeah, we playing Hall of Fame. When I'm playing computer, I'm bullshitting. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna put numbers on the board. I don't give a fuck. I ain't playing nobody but a computer. I'm finna beat the computer ass. I play somebody in real life. Okay, come on. Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame. It is what it is. So if you want this shit easy, play PlayStation. Adjust the difficulty to easy. Have at it. But life hard. You're not gonna win every time the ball going there. You know this. What you gonna do when you lose? You gonna do well on it? You gonna try to figure it out so you can win next time? What you gonna do? Or you gonna wait for somebody to tell you it's not your fault? That you don't have to get better. It's somebody else's fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. That's what you want somebody to wait to tell you. It's not your fault. Even though you shot all the shots and missed all the shots, even though you were making all the bad passes, even though you were getting that rebound and you weren't hustling and shit like that, it's not your fault. You ain't got nothing to do with none of this shit, right? Okay. All right. I believe. I believe. Now, next game, ask me how much time you gonna get. Next game, how much time you gonna get? If that's what your belief is, that it's not your fault that you fucked up, then you suck. You ain't trying to get better. How much you? Okay, it's not your fault. It's just my fault. It's your teammates' fault. It's not my fault. It's not your fault. It's everybody else's fault but yours. Okay, cool. Keep believing in that shit and watch how further down the bench you're gonna go. And then on top of that, you ain't rare. You ain't doing nothing special either. That I have to put you in the game. Yeah, you can leave. You can get replaced. You can get replaced. But anyway, I'm gonna say all that to say all this right here, and I'm gonna let y'all get up out of here. Gentlemen, you weren't replaced. You were revealed. And until you understand the game, you'll keep losing your spot to someone who does. You didn't get replaced. You got revealed. All because you don't understand how the game works. And you're gonna keep losing your spot to a nigga that does. And again, that's why I sit here and talk the shit I talk. I understand the game. I understand the game. And that's why I was in a lot of positions where I could challenge your nigga, little mama, for the number one spot. Because I brought something different to your life that he didn't. And it made you feel some type of way. Learn the game, gentlemen. And I promise you, coaches like me won't be so hard on you. Niggas like me won't be so hard on you if you understand what the fuck I understand. If you actually took the time to sit there and actually learn the game instead of just saying, give me the ball and let me do what I do. Understand the game. Understand the game. And you won't get replaced. Keep freestyling, I can go get niggas out the court. I'll go niggas and get niggas out the hood to play freestyle. That's not no problem. That's a dime a dozen. A nigga that actually know how to play the game, they understand the game. LeBron James, they got a high IQ. Yeah, kind of irreplaceable. That's why he always had the option to leave and never got traded. Anyway, I appreciate everybody that came through. This 10:46. I actually did 2 hours. Oh, surprise. 10:46 my time. I finna get up out here, man. Finna finish watching. I got my nigga Sharon Bracer playing in the background on the TV. I'm finna see what he talking about. And I'm finna get ready to eat me a salad in a couple little bit. Wife took time yesterday, made me a bunch of salad preps. I got about 3-4 salads in the refrigerator. So I'm finna eat one of them junts. Wait on my son to come home. I think he bringing the grandson home with him. I don't know, maybe not. But yeah, I'm finna enjoy the rest of my day. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all, and I hope y'all really take what the fuck I be saying seriously. Now, this ain't just for likes and views and shits and giggles. It's like, yeah, bro, I really know this shit. I really know this shit. I'm old enough to know better and young enough to know what the fuck going on in the outside. I actually been outside. And yeah, I've been 5 years faithful. So again, 5 years faithful. So yeah, I'm really one of them niggas that actually know what the fuck going on outside because of the simple fact that I've just been faithful the past 5 years. Yep. So enjoy the rest of y'all day. Enjoy your life. Enjoy who y'all be with. And I will holler at y'all good people another time.
Explain everything I learned. Say less. Make them lean in. Less talk, more pull, that's the code I live by. If they gotta ask questions, I already wasn't right. I don't show the whole play, I just give them the why. Mystery, make them invest, transparency, make them scroll by. Less, more pull, let the silence reply. I don't need to convince, let the presence imply. If they curious, they coming, I don't gotta try. Mystery, make them commit, transparency, make them pass by. Everybody oversharing, trying to prove they the one. Every detail on display, now the tension is gone. If you in it all the way, what's the reason to stay? No discovery, no desire, no reason to pay. See, attraction is occurring, I just tap in the flow. I don't chase attention, I just give them a glow. When you speaking outcomes, not the steps that you took. Now they leaning in heavy like the end of a hook. Yeah. I don't over justify, I don't beg to be heard. I just plant a small seed, let it spread through the world. And the ones who align, they gon' follow the trail. Curiosity convert, that's a silent sale. If you gotta explain it, you lower your frame. If you quiet with power, they remember your name. It's not what you say, it's the space that you leave. The space turn attention into something they need. I don't post every move, I don't show every win. I let essence talk loud, let it echo within. See the market is loud, everybody compete. But the quiet authority hit different on beat. I give glimpses of vision, I don't open the vault. Make them wonder what's deeper, now they feel it's their fault. If they don't lean in close, they might miss what I know. And that fear of missing out, turn a spark to a glow. I don't argue with doubters, I don't fight for belief. I just let results talk, let success be the brief. If they ready, they find me, if not, let them pass. I don't need every eye, I just need the right class. Say less, let it breathe. What's hidden got more gravity. When they ask, you receive. That's the law of attraction, see.
Let's talk, small pool, that's the code I live by. If they gotta ask questions, I already want right. I don't show the whole play, I just give them the why. Mystery, make them invest, transparency, make them scroll by. Look, small pool, let the ceilings reply. I don't need to convince, let the presence imply. If they curious, they coming, I don't gotta try. Mystery, make them commit, transparency, make them pass by.